why Tesla Cybertrucks aren't selling. So you're telling me nobody has $280,000 to buy a piece of garbage? Let's check it out.
The Tesla Cybertruck. In a country where pickup trucks are half of the top 10 selling vehicles, making an electric one seemed like a no-brainer. At the time the pickup debuted, Tesla was already making the world's best-selling EV.
To solve sustainable energy, we have to have a pickup truck.
The truck's design certainly provoked a range of opinions, some loving it, others...
I thought it was a joke.
But in terms of performance and capability, Tesla was making big promises.
How does this compare to a Porsche 911?
At first, it looked like customer interest would be as impressive as the truck's specs.
Demand is off the charts. We have over a
Now, I
million.
do actually like Tesla. Believe it or not, I don't mind the Cybertruck. It's not my favorite. It looks kind of goofy. It looks like we're in like this would be something for maybe the 2040s or something. But there's just too many issues. I feel like not everybody wants to sit at a charging port for a bunch of time, and then you could charge it at home, but then it's like, I feel like Tesla should also be half gas, half electric. Or at least 75% electric, 25% gas, so that we can at least have the option when our thing is low or whatever. But I've heard a lot of problems, plus they've been going down in price. I might buy one now, not this, but I might buy a Tesla now. I probably won't, but I'm saying because the price is more reasonable.
People who have reserved the car.
But just a fraction of the more than 1 million reservation holders have actually made a purchase. There's been plenty of reports of trucks piling up on lots.
Tesla has a tendency to drastically overpromise, and it's starting to catch up with the company.
There have been recalls and canceled plans that have angered customers. Despite all this, some owners say the truck is great.
I really like the way it looks. I like the way it drives.
For the most part, like, I would buy it again.
So what went wrong? CNBC dove in to find out. Elon Musk had been talking about making some kind of a Tesla truck since at least 2012.
For most of the last decade, the three best-selling vehicles in America have been full-size pickup trucks. It's the Ford F-150, the Chevrolet Silverado, and the Ram 1500.
Even I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not a big truck guy. Maybe later on in the years, I just feel like it's too much. But then again, some people may need stuff to haul. I don't know why. My dad loves trucks, but he does welding, so it makes sense he needs a lot of stuff to move and all that and jazz. But I think if I was just gonna buy one out of pure, I might buy an SUV. That might be me. So a nice little clean SUV. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I can't speak on it. I never thought of buying a truck like this.
So if the industry's going electric, it's not ridiculous to think that full-size trucks need to go electric.
I present to you the Cybertruck.
I thought it was a joke. I thought they were going to pull out the real truck after they showed this thing. And I'm just like, okay, no, really. And the show kept going on, and I'm like, oh, that's it. Oh my God.
Initially, when I saw it, I love the stainless steel look. I'm a DeLorean fan. I'm a Back to the Future fan.
Speaking of this, probably a couple months ago at this point, I was driving down the street and I saw a DeLorean. And I was like, dude, is that the... Although it's funny because I actually have not seen Back to the Future. I kind of have a gist of what it's about, but I do know of the car. And I saw one and it was really clean. It was really nice. I'm curious how much they are currently. I think like... I don't remember. I looked it up at the time, but it was nice. It was cool. It was weird. It was cool though.
So that was striking enough, and I was like, oh yeah, I never had a chance to get a DeLorean.
Tesla's advertised specifications bested those of longtime market leaders. Up to 14,000 pounds of towing power, 500 more than the top-selling Ford F-150. a 3,500-pound payload capacity, about 1,000 more than the Ford truck, a top 0 to 60 time under 3 seconds, faster than many sports cars. It's important to mention that this is comparing the Cybertruck specs advertised at the 2019 reveal with the specs of a 2025 Ford F-150. Initially, Tesla said the truck would start at $39,900. As of July 2025, it started at $62,490. The max towing capacity on the Cyberbeast, the top trim, is 11,000 pounds, 3,000 short of the promised 14. The most payload any version gets is 2,270 pounds on the tri-motor version with all-terrain tires. That's less than the promised 3,500. 1 month before Tesla began deliveries, Musk said over 1 million people had placed reservations. But since deliveries began in November 2023, only 52,000 units have sold in the US. In Q3 2024, they peaked at nearly 17,000 units. For a time, it was the best-selling electric pickup. From there, sales fell.
With a lot of EVs, we see people place a reservation that never turns into an order, and it's often because the price of a reservation is very low. But Tesla told everyone this niche was absolutely enormous, and it's relatively small.
Reports documenting the challenges started to roll in. There were shortened production shifts, Tesla telling Cybertruck line workers to stay home, sometimes for a few days at a time. The company started offering potential customers lifetime free supercharging on Foundation Series Cybertrucks, a special first edition of the truck that originally cost about $100,000. By January 2025, Tesla was offering discounts.
They're not going to sell anywhere close to 1 million trucks.
So what went wrong?
It fell short of the projected range. It fell short of the projected payload capacity. It fell short of the projected towing capacity. It fell short of the projected speed, and it fell way short of the projected price. It's far more expensive than they had said in the first place.
Specs aside, the design was certainly eye-catching, but it was off-putting and even cumbersome for many of the customers who use pickup trucks for work.
It was just too much, I feel like. It was close, but it just wasn't. He took a chance and it just didn't pop off like that. I'm gonna be honest with you, me personally, I just don't care for the wheels. The shape is kind of cool. I feel like it's a little bit too much. I don't know how they could have improved it, but I think it's decent. I think they took a good chance, but it just didn't work out.
And that is a large portion of the truck market.
The side of the bed, I think, is still difficult to get into. I mean, one of the things that you do with pickup is put things inside of it. You can't reach the side of the Cybertruck. It's very difficult to do so from near the cab.
Full-size truck buyers are a fairly conservative set of people, and I don't necessarily mean politically so much as I mean in their expectations. They're often buying a truck that they're going to work with. So those specifications for how hard it actually works are very important.
And then there is the range. The company had targeted up to 500 miles, but delivered something closer to 300. The Cybertruck is Peter Scott's third Tesla. He also has a Model S and Model X. He got into EVs after news broke of the Volkswagen Dieselgate cheating scandal. At the time, Scott was driving a diesel-powered VW. He loved his first 2 Teslas.
Felt like I owed them more money. It was the first car I didn't have buyer's remorse. I was so happy because everywhere I turned, I had no gas payment. I had no repair payment. I mean, it was a beautiful thing.
Scott is a contractor and he needed a work truck. He paid the full $120,000 for the Cyberbeast. When he bought it, he was disappointed with the range, but Tesla had said it would offer a range extender. That would bump the range up to 470 miles, close to the original 500-mile target. But the range extender was canceled.
Okay, 470 versus 500, that's fine. I'll go ahead and buy the truck knowing I'm going to get 470 miles. I put the deposit down on the range extender. I bought the truck knowing that I was going to get 470 miles. Then when they canceled it, that just crushed me. They got my money and then they canceled what they were going to do. If I knew that then, I would have looked at a Silverado, because the Silverado has the mileage that I'm looking for.
As with many other
I just feel like EVs, we're not there yet. Like, they're not as convenient as they should be. Not every I mean, I believe eventually we will get there, but it's gonna take a while, and it's just kind of the thing of it. I don't know. They're pretty cool, but they're just not there yet. That's why maybe I would do a hybrid, But I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm fine with my car right now. And I think that's another thing these people did not calculate. When everything gets super expensive, no one's gonna buy a car, you know, even if your car is decent, or even, you know, like, nobody's gonna upgrade. Like, I'm not gonna go out, right? And even if I have flush full of money, I'm not really gonna go out and buy a Corvette or something, you know, because even if I have the money, I don't really have the money, you know? And I feel like people are traumatized from this CV-19 stuff and all this other crap, and so no one's gonna be spending boatloads of money just unless it's for a business, but nobody's spending any more money because nobody wants to be screwed again.
Products and plans, the Cybertruck suffered many development and production delays and challenges. Some of these, the company said, resulted from production shutdowns and supply chain shortages common to automakers during the coronavirus pandemic. Setbacks have only continued. There have also been ongoing production and quality problems. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration shows Tesla conducted 8 voluntary recalls for the 2024 model year alone. Many pertained to physical defects, not just software. One was over body panels falling off the truck due to the use of improper adhesives. Another was for a trapped accelerator pedal defect that caused some drivers to experience frightening unintended acceleration. Tesla did not respond to CNBC's request for an interview or comment.
What feels weird is I feel guilty for the people that had all those problems. I didn't have all those problems like they did.
Keenan Cobra Curtis did have a fair bit of trouble with his Foundation Series Cybertruck, much of which he
I'm sorry, I guess Keenan Cobra Curtis? I mean, I don't know, maybe it's the Cobra part that like threw me off, but
documented on his YouTube channel.
I had so many issues, and I have repeated visits to the service center. And being a newer vehicle, they struggled a little bit in the beginning, but they worked on it. They repeatedly worked on it. And it got to the point where, it was just unreasonable. And they actually repurchased the Cybertruck from me. Essentially, it was a lemon law buyback. They gave me all my money back. And I turned around and got another one. This second one, there is a night and day difference.
But Cybertruck sales still fell. Overall EV pickup truck demand is a fraction of the total truck market.
I think that in the long run...
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't understand how people buy those trucks. I'm not even saying like Cybertrucks, like big Toyota. Because I know most of the people, right? I don't know. I feel like 70% of the people that buy those big trucks don't even use them. I could be wrong though. I could. Maybe they use them for fishing, or I don't know what people use them for, but I don't know, man. It just seems like a lot of work. It's like you gotta hop in, you gotta jump in, basically. I don't know. It is a smooth ride though, but then you get no gas mileage. It's just very expensive.
An argument for electric trucks. It's a combination of the infrastructure has not caught up in the place where trucks are most necessary.
However, Cybertruck has lost ground to the rivals against which it was benchmarking.
Let's actually have a tug of war here with an F-150. Yeah, but it was uphill.
And while we saw Cybertruck sales spike a little bit above F-150 Lightning sales for a while, they've now fallen below. And the best-selling electric truck in America is a copy of the best-selling gas truck in America, which is completely unsurprising.
But Curtis and Scott find much to like about their trucks. The fact that Teslas can be updated remotely all the way down to the powertrain give them an edge.
The next closest would be the Sierra. I really love that interior. It's very luxurious, but I feel like the software wouldn't be there. And I had another buddy of mine talk me out of it. He said, you know what? It's going to be outdated. They won't update it at all. And I was like, you're right.
Scott says some other features on the Cybertruck make it stand out from the pack. For example, the air suspension can lower the truck to fit into parking structures. The included tonneau cover keeps things secure in the bed. The truck's software can recognize different types of trailers and adjust the brakes accordingly.
I mean, it's just amazing. Like, it just keeps getting better and better.
That's cool, man, but I'm a simple guy, right? I feel like all these updates and all this other BS is just gonna be irritating, man. It sounds, oh, it's so amazing, until you're updating your freaking car for 3 hours and you just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like they just keep pushing the limits. This whole society, they just keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing. And it's like, at some point, it becomes like, it's not redundant, but just, I'm just gonna say unnecessary. So it like, literally, it's just a money pit because you got 18 things going on. If you're lucky, there's really like 100 things going on. It's like, dude, I just want a car that runs and drives, none of that nonsense, and I don't know, a good suspension. That's it. I don't need it to make popcorn for me and drive me to the DMV when I'm tired. I can sleep in the car and it'll make me pancakes. And dude, like, I don't need all that, because that just sounds dangerous, because it sounds like there's a lot of variables.
Of course, I love the look and the feel of it. I love the steer-by-wire. I love the comfort.
One downside is some of the attention the truck attracts. Tesla has faced protests and declining sales in response to CEO Elon Musk's incendiary political rhetoric, as well as his extensive spending and work to re-elect Donald Trump and to slash federal agencies.
As you can see, I'm not just MAGA, I'm dark MAGA.
I bought it 4.5 years ago before Elon went political. And so when I'm driving, I get flipped off sometimes, or people swerve in front of me.
2 separate occasions, I've had people show me they didn't like my purchase, right? Out in the streets, random people. And some people don't want to deal with that, and that's fair. You know, I stay out of the politics. I stay out of all of that. I just try to enjoy the vehicle.
In some ways, the Cybertruck story mirrors Tesla's larger troubles.
Tesla sales as a company peaked all the way back in February of 2023 and have been falling for the most part ever since. So a lot of the Tesla story is a story of both overpromising and of some of its early success coming when it really didn't have competitors, and now it has a significant number of competitors.
Rivian, Ford, GM all have pickups in the North American market, and there are more on the way. In late July, Tesla VP of Engineering Lars Moravi said Tesla might make a smaller pickup truck.
I always talked about making a smaller pickup, and so we've definitely been, churning in the design studio about what we might do.
I'm okay with it selling at a low volume like the Model S and the Model X because, honestly, the Cybertruck isn't for everyone.
But for a successful smaller truck, Tesla might need to make different choices.
They need to change the styling if they want to make more sales. Of course, the lower price will help, but I think it's just associated with being weird, with things people don't believe in.
It was always at risk of being one of those vehicles where everyone who wanted one was going to get it in the first year and a half. And after that, it could struggle. But that seems to be what's happened with the Cybertruck so far.
So the question is, if Scott and Curtis each had to buy a new EV pickup truck today, what would it be?
I would definitely do my research. It's not Tesla that I really think people should be looking at. I think it should be any kind of EV. So far, it'd be a Cybertruck.
There's a lot.
Yada yada yada. Let me see how much are a Cybertruck. How much is a Cybertruck? Let's see, used Cybertruck for sale. Oh wow. Honestly, that ain't bad. I thought these things were like 200,000 or something. These things are like 70-some thousand. See, that's because they went down though. Let's see. I know Teslas are cheap. If I was going to buy a Tesla, it might be something like this. 26, 27,000. I don't know how much 50,000 miles. See, I wouldn't need another car, but that would be something I would buy. But yeah, I'll see you guys next video, man. Deuce.